Hey, welcome back to the channel, my fellow weather junkies. I'm your host, meteorologist Greg Majeski, your trusted weather source here, bringing you weather without all that social media BS here on your January 27th, 2025. How you all doing today? As we take a look at what we're tracking here, as we're looking at a severe weather threat coming in a little bit later in the week, we're going to be tracking that toward Texas here as we head toward Wednesday. The same storm system could transition to a bit of a snowstorm across the northeast. We'll talk about that. And we're going to talk about the big warm up here across the deep south, areas that were inundated with that big winter storm. They're going to be seeing some temperatures moving well above normal as we go into the month of February. Now, before we get going, first, I do want to thank the new subscribers here of the channel. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please help us out. You know, YouTube kind of favors the top five, the weather enthusiasts out there. Small channels like ours, we got to really struggle and fight and beg to get subscribers. So if you haven't done so yet, please do so at this time. It would be an honor and a privilege to have you on board. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here at our satellite imagery. We've got the rain here across the deep south. Got another system here coming out of Canada that's heading toward the northeast. We'll talk about that. Pretty cold out here in the Intermountain region, and yes, we're getting some much needed rainfall. Nice little upper level low, bringing us some rains and snows here across Southern California, and that will continue for today. Let's take a look at the big picture as far as watches and warnings. Again, breezy here across areas of the Great Lakes, a little bit of snow as well, and dealing with some winter weather advisories. That's here in the purple and the pink. That's your winter storm warnings here across California, even getting into areas there of Arizona here for today. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the temperatures out here. Again, we're seeing the rain and kind of a damp, cool day here across the southeast. We do have some Arctic air, a little pocket of it out here in the Intermountain region. Here's a -12, there's a -2 there. So there's 8 degrees, so a little pocket of cold Arctic air to kind of cut up in the mountains here. But generally not looking bad from coast to coast. We've got a little cold shot coming into the northeast that'll be coming here very shortly. Let's go and talk about the areas here across metro Atlanta. We do have some light to moderate rain here moving on through. This should be clearing on out here for later this morning, and things should begin to improve into North Georgia as we head into this afternoon. Now, we are talking about some weather from the Storms Prediction Center. We do have a few days of thunderstorms. A couple of days where it's kind of in the same general area. So as we look at your day one outlook, you'll see a little pocket here across areas of Mississippi and Alabama. And you're also seeing a little pocket out here into California as well on your day one outlook. Now, let's go and take this out to your day two and day three. We'll see how that looks as well. So here's your day two outlook here. Kind of in the same general area, and not really looking all that bad there across California, and again right along the Gulf Coast area for your day two. That's going to your Tuesday into your Wednesday, and then day three, that's when things get a little interesting, so we'll watch this closely. We were talking about this last week, so we got a little marginal area, a little pocket of severe weather there going into your Thursday and Friday, and so Wednesday and Thursday, and then also probably Thursday as well. So we're going to watch that very closely here for this upcoming week, and we'll break it down as we get a little closer. Now, also with that upper level low out there in the West Coast area, we do have obviously that little pocket there of marginal heavy rains. There was some flash flood warnings out there last night with some of the torrential rains they were seeing there. They may see a little bit of that yet again for today. So let's take a look at the day two outlook. Nothing out there, but day three, we got a little pocket there. Obviously, we get the thunderstorms here across portions of Texas and Oklahoma. Well, it could bring some heavy rains and some isolated flooding with that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the hazards outlook. Really kind of just bullseye in the same area. That's the rain hazard outlook for right now. This map will get updated here later today. We'll see if there's any significant changes with this when we give you the report for tomorrow. So let's go ahead and focus on the high resolution model data. We're focusing on the first 40 hours here. A couple things I want you to watch here. We're going to watch the northeast. We're going to watch the snows come in there, coming out of Canada. We got the rains here exiting off. We're going to see the precipitation increase here. We're going to watch this upper level low, which is back here, slowly pull off. It's going to take a little while as we look over the next day and a half. So again, watch that timestamp there in the upper right-hand corner. We'll take this on out. Say goodbye to that rain across the southeast. There goes the snows into the northeast. So that'll be coming in for tonight. You see it moving on in there. Then you're noticing we're getting a little bit of rain here, picking up here as this low starts to move off toward the west or east very slowly as this pulls on out. So again, going throughout the day for tomorrow, really not looking bad. You got that snows there for the overnight period there across the northeast, and a little bit of Great Lake enhancement with a little bit of snows there. But you see the moisture there increasing across Texas, and that's in response to this upper level low, which is back here, again, spurring some of this moisture out ahead of it. That'll eventually set up for some active weather going later day on Wednesday and going into your Thursday. So let's go ahead and talk about the jet stream. We're going to look at that flow here. Remember, that's what drives all our weather here across the country. So we've been dealing with mostly this configuration where it's been like this. We've kind of been dealing with this cold tap like this. It's going to become a lot more zonal. And so as it does so, we'll have a lot more opportunities to watch weather systems to materialize. We'll also get to watch the the air masses play bumper cars, which will increase the risk of seeing maybe additional opportunities for severe weather, not just for this upcoming Wednesday. So we do have that one cold shot. Remember I was telling you we got one more cold shot here coming in across the Northeast. Here's that upper level low. It's going to take forever to kind of kick on out as we go in through this week. So watch it very slowly move on out. And as it moves into this position going into Thursday especially, this is a pretty good configuration. You got the upper low here, and you got a little bit of what we call diffluence in there. That's where you can see some severe thunderstorms as well as maybe a few isolated tornadoes. Could not rule that out. But you notice the main jet streams up here toward the north, and that's where it's going to stay, kind of splitting the country in two. We'll have the colder air mass to the north, milder here toward the south, the way things are looking here on the current European. So this low kicks on out, pushes off toward the east, pushes that rain off toward the east as we go toward Friday, and then it exits the east coast going into this upcoming weekend. Then we got another little dip of the jet stream here. We'll get another little shot of some cool air coming across the northeast. We got a big area of high pressure kind of filming down here across the south. They're just in the southwest portion of the United States. That's going to move in over to the east here a little bit. But again, notice the main configuration here on the 6th. It's way off toward the north. So a lot of the country is going to modify and warm up with the temperatures going out here beyond 10 days here. And again, kind of a very much a zonal flow. So you got this back building trough here and a very fast moving flow across the country. A big high pressure here across the south. That means these areas across the deep south are going to see a westerly wind and warmer weather here as we go toward the end of this model run. So we're talking about the 9th and 10th of February here. And I'll just take this all the way out. So again, we're looking at above normal temperatures across the south. We got another one of those cutoff low features here across the south, the west coast of California to watch. But again, a very, I'll be honest with you, kind of a pain in the butt, kind of a pattern to watch with this, because you got to watch these smaller systems and how they evolve. It makes it a little bit tricky to pin down those forecasts. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the precipitation outlook. Again, we're going to say goodbye to the rain across the southeast. We have that snows that are coming to the northeast. That's number one. We got another one back behind it. And then, of course, we got our upper level low back here, which is going to eventually kick on out. So let's go and watch this as we go into later in the week. We're going to watch that storm system develop there toward Texas. So we're talking Wednesday and Thursday, watching that. Some of that will be in the form of some thunderstorms, and some of this will be severe. We'll have to watch that closely. I don't think anything will be above a slight the way it's looking right now. But we'll see if that changes as we get a little bit later in the week. This will push off toward the east and bring in some rain across the areas of the deep south and parts of the mid-Atlantic. But as it bumps into some of that colder air, again, we'll see a burst of some heavier snow from that same system that brings the severe weather on Wednesday going into Thursday. We'll bring it into Friday going into Saturday, bringing in some heavier snows there across areas of the Northeast. So that'll go into that up to this upcoming weekend. Then as we go into the weekend, Saturday, once that exits, not looking bad. We do have some rains out here on the west coast as we get a more progressive pattern. We'll start seeing these storm systems coming there out the west coast, start kind of crossing the country. And really, when I look at this overall pattern, I mean, you look where like the 540 freezing line is. It's kind of staying up to north. We're not getting those big troughs and dips in the jet stream right now. So the cold air will stay predominantly off toward the north. We'll see these weaker systems that'll traverse the country, and no big spin-ups because the jet stream's just not configured in a way to do so. So we'll have to track these smaller systems, like I said, which will make forecasting a little bit of a pain. Just a number of the you got 1, you got 2, you got 3. It makes it very tricky to pin down a forecast. They'll change definitely from day to day. So a country that's going to be kind of split in half with the cold air. The northern tier will see snow. The southern tier will see rains. And then we have to watch very closely where the air masses really do bump into each other to see if we get any kind of severe weather threat. I think that'll probably continue as we go deeper into the month of February. Let's go and talk about rainfall here. Let's go take this on out here for the next 10 days. As you can see where the next big rainfall is going to fall here. Again, we'll watch areas across the south. Obviously, some thunderstorms there. Finally getting the rains back here on the west coast going. They went through a couple, 2-3 weeks where they were dry. We do get some more rain here across Southern California. That's the good news there. Out 10 days. We'll go and take this out for the duration of the model run here. And you can see we still get some more rains there into California and even up here into the Northeast as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the snow totals. Let's see how that's breaking down. The snow total on this. We'll go take this out for the next 10 days as well. So we'll see how this is kind of traversing. So one thing's for sure over the next 10 days, it is very, very snowy here across New England and the Northeast and the Great Lakes. That has been a pretty snowy pattern all winter long. The Intermountain region out here will get a little more heavier snows, little snows here across California, across the Four Corners region. Not seeing what we were seeing last week with some of the snows in here. Not seeing that developing right now. We're watching that upper low last week. Looked like we may see some snows there in the middle of the country. The models have backed off that for right now. And to take this all the way out to the run, again, it pretty much keeps it snowy up in the northeast and snowy in the Intermountain region here as we go through the next couple of weeks. So let's look at the temperature profile again here. Those reds, that's your above normal temperatures. You see those blues, the greens, the dark purples. That's the colder air here. And the trend here across the south is definitely one where things are going to get much warmer for sure. You see here as we go toward this upcoming Thursday, well above normal temperatures here across the Great Lakes. Below normal, obviously, with the upper level low back here across the southwest. Above normal here across the southeast. And that'll go into this upcoming weekend. As we go into February, though, that'll continue right into February. February 1st, looking with above normal temperatures, except there in the northeast. Remember, we got that one big shot of cold air coming into the northeast. Above normal here in the plains. Here's some cold air pocket up here across the portions of western Canada, up near British Columbia to watch as we go toward the 2nd. And as we traverse this off, we get a little cool down. There's going toward the 4th. We do have a cold front coming on down here, so we'll cool things off here across the middle of the country into the northeast, going toward the 4th. And then things really warm up across the south. We got that big area of high pressure that's going to be kind of sitting out in the Gulf. And boy, does it get warm here going toward the 7th. You see it warm across the southeast. And it really gets warm here heading toward the 10th. We'll get us up by the 10th here. I mean, well above normal. We're talking 25 to 30 degrees above where they're supposed to be there across the southeast going to the 10th. Yes, it's a little bit below normal out here in the west. But again, where we're going to watch closely as we go into the month, if it's going to get warmer like that, where we see these air masses bump into each other, where they play bumper cars, that's when you get their severe weather to possibly form. So we got to watch that very, very closely going through February. February, we start getting deeper into the month. You get the better clash of the air masses. You definitely open up the books for higher potentials for severe weather, especially across the deep south. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Let's look at the 6 to 10 day outlook here. As far as the outlook is concerned, keeping it colder out here in the west, warmer here in the east. That's going from the 1st to the 15th. Then we got that a little bit colder shot coming down the 3rd to the 9th, but still holding it warm here in the east. And I think this pattern is going to hold true even beyond the 9th, where basically the southern tier. This looks more like a La Nina pattern, which is what we were expecting going through the month of January. Just didn't see it. So this definitely looks more like what we would have expected last month. Above normal precipitation really kicks in for a big part of the country except for the southwest. And with that high pressure ridge building across the southeast here, below normal precipitation here across Florida, it looks like that'll continue as well going to the 3rd to the 9th. And again, that very active progressive pattern flow across the country will keep above normal rain chances coming in here across a big portion of the country. So again, it's going to be pretty busy here over the next few days for sure. We'll be watching very closely this week that severe weather risk to see if that's going to be a problem for areas of the deep south here as we go toward Wednesday, Thursday, and wrapping up early Friday. And then we'll see how the overall pattern changes. One thing's for sure, with this kind of quick pattern like this, upper level flow features, boy, I tell you, anything beyond about 5 to 7 days is going to be a bit of a crapshoot. But I definitely be looking at model trends right now, because right now the model tendencies are not very good. So expect them to change a little bit as we go deeper into the month of February. All right, that's your weather discussion, weather update for today. And as you can see, over that way, that's right. Oh, forgot to put in my Weather Nerds logo up in the top left-hand corner there. That's okay. We're all right, we're okay with that for today. All right, that's your update for now. You guys take it easy. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do so at this time. Y'all be good. We'll see you on the next update. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.